This next project is called a mirror reflection, and what you will be doing, like this series on cats that you'll see, is combining two images to show a reflection of something either as maybe it is on the inside or as how it sees itself, how it wishes it would be. You'll see here coming up that the goldfish wishes it was a shark, and the girl in the midst of destruction misses her family. Whether it's a body of water or an actual mirror or something like glass, you must have a reflective surface, and you're going to be making a statement about what that animal or person is seeing in their reflection for your project. So what I recommend is you use a split screen when you're looking for what's going to be reflected and what your main object is. So what you do is you click the top bar of any program that you're working in and drag it all the way to the right, and it'll pop up with all the other options that are open, and you just click the one you want to be the other side of the split screen. Then what I'm going to do is go into Photoshop and place the images. So remember, File, Place Embedded, to show exactly, or to put in exactly which ones I want to be my object and my reflection. For this one, I'm going to choose this kind of tough looking man and a crying little boy to be his reflection, because I think that that tough exterior is just that, it's a like a mask that he wears, and I want to show the truth of what he really is like on the inside. By now you know how to do Control-T to transform the object to change the size of it, but what I want you to notice is if you right click after you've hit Control-T, you've got the option of perspective. Now what this will do is allow you to change the shape and size of the image that you're adjusting based on perspective. So that means if something's closer to you, it's bigger, and something's further away, it gets smaller. So we're going to need to adjust the perspective of our reflection. There are three things I want you to pay close attention to under Image and Adjustments. You can adjust the levels, which will adjust the brightness, the darkness, and the lightness, the middle toggle of the image that you have selected or the layer that you have selected. You can also adjust the vibrance in the hue or saturation, and all of these things I want you to pay attention to in relation to your background image, or if you're making your background image match your foreground image. Really, all of these three things are to try and make your images match and to look correct. So like here, I'm adjusting the little boy so that he's not so vibrant. He kind of has a blue tint over him so that he matches like the water that he's actually being reflected in. His green sleeves I thought were a bit distracting, like the green shoes of the man, so I'm going to change the sleeves to orange by adjusting the hue. You'll see that here in a second. And later on I will change the man's shoes to a kind of tannish color. I feel like they were, like I said, distracting. So you can use the quick selection tool to select the parts of the photo that you want to adjust the color or brightness or darkness or vibrance, any of those things on. One thing I forgot to mention on the adjustments is the color balance. That one's a really big one too. You can make something like I said, I made a blue tint over the boy, so you can really bring out the blues in the image, or if you wanted to have a green tone that matched your background, you could really bring out the greens. Totally up to you, but that is a fourth option I want you to be able to use as well. Here I'm going to use the cloning tool to get rid of this writing that was on top of this picture that I got from Google. So I'm going to stamp parts of the hair and parts of the jacket to cover up those letters there that I don't want in my image. This part I'm taking a black brush and I'm going to kind of shade in those really bright spots on the edge of the head and the body of the boy, because we don't have that highlight here. We don't have the sun hitting the boy like that. Here I'm using the quick selection tool to select the jacket, and I want to make it tannish. I'm actually putting a black and white filter on it so that it kind of matches the outfit of the grown man, so I can more realistically link the connection between the man and the kid in my viewer's eyes. Next I'm going to add some shadow underneath the man, because we don't ever stand anywhere and don't cast a shadow. We're not Peter Pan. So just putting some very light shadow underneath. It's not a very high opacity. The next tool I want you to learn about is called the Smudge tool, and on the left toolbar over here you'll see it looks like a little finger, like if you were drawing how you would smudge with your finger. That's actually not the correct thing to do in drawing, but just for example, that's kind of what the tool does. And you can change the size of it just like your brush tool or your eraser tool, and as something's farther away it gets smaller, like we talked about with perspective. As it gets closer to us, the blur is going to get bigger, so I'm changing the brush size as I go. I'm smudging in horizontal from left to right, or right to left strokes, and this is to create a sort of ripple effect if you wanted that. There's also another way to create a ripple effect that I will add in here in just a second. Now let's say you already have ripples in your photo, the reflection, like for instance this image with the water that has the ripples, and you want your your reflection to kind of wave with those ripples. There's a way to make it just perfectly match up by using a displacement map. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an expert in this, so I did find a really good video, or at least a video I thought was really good, by PH Learn, where they show you how to use the displacement map so that you can create this ripple effect on your reflection. I'll include the link below. And I want to give a big thank you to PH Learn for the link, as well as to all the Instagram artists for the examples I showed at the beginning of this video.